Hopefully, this is the start of something beautiful for me channel. After a gap of 3 years, I've come back to make content on YouTube. So, little nervous, but I think as we go on, we will be able to kind of get along with it. So, first and foremost, playoff lineups have arrived. Four semi-finalists. Congratulations to all those four teams: New Zealand, Pakistan, India, and who's the fourth team? England. Right. So four teams have arrived now. I think the key is where these four teams are playing their season. So New Zealand is taking on Pakistan in Sydney, predominantly a subcontinent-based city. Pakistanis do live there, so support for Pakistan would be very huge there, and I expect Pakistan to do well. And India take on England in Adelaide Oval. So let's get into those things as we go along in the video. And there is something interesting that I came up today. There are reserve days in place for each of these semi-finals and finals. So what is a reserve day? So reserve days, as you might have seen in this tournament, many matches have got rained off. Quite key matches got rained off. For example, the one against Zimbabwe, had they played that entire match, the result could have been a bit different, and they could have even qualified for the semi-finals. And same was the case with England and Australia game. That was quite a decisive match. It got rained off without a ball being bowled. So that was something, um, you know, that is one of the reasons why ICC has kept a reserve day for the finals and finals respectively. So reserve day is a day after the respective semi-final match. Which, for example, the match is scheduled. The first qualifier is scheduled on 9th of November. Rained off and the match doesn't get. It can be played in the next day from the ball or from the over in which it got stopped. Imagine New Zealand won the toss and are batting first. They batted till 8.3 overs. It got rained off and they couldn't play the entire game that day. So the next day, on the reserve day, the match resumes from 8.4 onwards without an over being deducted. Right. So now, so what is the thing about this rule? Each side should have played 6 overs each. Now, ICC has come up with a rule change saying that from October, that for a match to be constituted in a playoff scenario onwards, minimum of 10 overs should be played from each end. So earlier the rule was, imagine I was New Zealand, so I was won the toss and I'm batting first, and I played uh, 20 overs. I scored around 175. Pakistan are batting 3 overs in, 25 for no loss. Suddenly it starts raining. Okay, so earlier what it used to happen was, they used to wait and until the rain gets subsided, comes down. They used to wait, and then the overs got reduced, and eventually decided if they played up more than 6 overs on a Duckworth Lewis basis. Now what ICC, half of your innings in both your respective innings. So that is a huge change, and I think that is a fair way to go about. Organizers are trying to do is, they want to ensure as much as play as possible. That was a classic case if you see against the game. India played against Bangladesh. Though the outfield was wet, the umpires had wanted the players to continue and play. Same was the case against South Africa in Sydney. I mean, Pakistanis cry and complain saying that they were hard done by us, rather by India, playing in a wet outfield, bowling. Anyone who is worth the salt would understand it is wet. It is tough bowling with a wet ball, and Bangladesh were cruising. So if any on a wet outfield, every time the ball goes to the deep, and when it comes back, it should have been only wet for the bowler to grip the ball and should have benefited the Pakistanis and Bangladeshis come. I mean that's let's not get in there, right? So let's get into the semi-final lineup. So we have covered the rule change with respect to the reserve day and the minimum number of overs that needs to be played. So let's move into where the respective playoffs. Okay, so the Adelaide Oval is where India is playing England. So first of all, I'm quite nervous for being England, right? And they are in red hot form coming. They were in red hot form coming into this tournament. They beat Australia 3-0 when they came right before the World Cup. They smashed Pakistan 4-3 in Pakistan, and they are in. I mean, all these guys would be talking. Alex Hales, Josh Butler, and Moeen Ali and Ben Stokes. Guys, kindly look out for this man called Harry Brook. He's a fantastic player. I've been following him for the last 2 years. He plays for Lahore Qalandars in the and he's going to be part of the Joburg Super Kings T20 in the South African League starting January. So the future, and I'm having huge hope. He's a very good player against spin. So in the middle overs, be it off spin or leg spin, he's going to take this. So he's one guy that I'm watching out for. Reason why I feel England are a very dangerous team is they've got all bases covered. Uh, in India have to be smart in how they deal with playing at the Adelaide Oval. I know Virat Kohli has got a very good record at the Adelaide Oval. I know Surya Kumar Yadav has been, but the runs are short up top. I know KL Rahul had a pretty good couple of good innings against Bombay. But mind you, come the big day, I've seen these players evolve over a long period of time. I've followed KL Rahul from 13 World Cup in New Zealand 2010. I know it's not right that I'm saying this way, but I don't see him standing up and performing. I'll be happy if he proves me wrong. I've seen the 2019 World Cup semi-final, seen the last year game against Pakistan. It's pretty disappointing, to be saying the least. With the way he got out, where he gets into a shell when he comes up in a big match. So that is something that I'll be very very wary of, because you will come up against Mark Wood and Chris Wokes. Chris Wokes is someone who's a classic all-rounder. Make no mistake, he contributes with all the three facets of the game. And he bat down the order. You saw the game against Sri Lanka where they were in a fix. He batted along with Ben Sensible Man and got them through the line. So he's a very good, he's going to be a key impactful player for England. And coming back to the top order issues for India. The problem why I am concerned is Rohit Sharma is ideally well on bouncy pitches. You go ask anyone across the world who knows cricket would understand that Rohit that extra second playing that short ball. Unfortunately, the short ball has been a nemesis for this tournament. Even today, he got against the short ball against Zimbabwe, got caught in the deep square leg boundary. But again, I understand that Melbourne had a big boundary. There's in Adelaide, there are so I hope he comes in this playoff narrative for a captain to stamp his authority. He has had a wide tournament by his standards. He had one half century. He had one half Netherlands. He himself, at the post-match press conference, confessed that, but I still back him to get that runs. What has happened is, I'll be very honest. For Rohit Sharma, apart from the 7 T20 World Cup where he played a crucial role in India winning the World Cup in the final also, he scored a quick fire 30 of 15 or 20 Pakistan. I always believe that whenever he has a good start to the tournament, he kind of fizzles out during the end of the tournament. I wish he of substance for India, one in the semi-finals and hopefully in the finals, because his impact in the power play of first 6 overs. Okay, I have a question from Sam. Okay, good question, Sam. I would go in with Rishabh Pant, Sam here. Being he brings in a left-hand option for me. I'll be brutally honest with you. I don't see Adelaide Oval. Reason being because of short square boundaries. You have David Malan, Ben Stokes, and Moeen Ali in middle order. If he plays 4 overs in the middle or whenever he bowls, I assume he will bowl only between 6 to 12. So 6 will be taken to the cleaners by the English batsman, and instead of him, I would rather play Yuzvendra Chahal because of England's lack of ability to leg spin over the years. So Rishabh Pant is required for me because I need to take on Adil Rashid in the middle overs. Pant comes in for me. Reason being not just the left-hander. Dinesh Karthik has been on and off with the gloves as well in this World Cup. There have been a few drop catches that have cost the team dearly. Could have cost the team even more dearly. So, and given Rishabh's ability to take the game towards the opposition, which might be required in a game like semi-final, I'm going with Rishabh. He's an attacking option, but I would rather go attacking and then lose a game rather than being defensive and you know. Dinesh Karthik is potentially, unfortunately, he has not been able to transfer that potential into performances. So Rishabh Pant would be my choice. So yeah. So moving ahead, we were talking about the top order. So yeah, so Rohit Sharma is due for a big one, and I hope he comes good. And one more thing is with Virat Kohli, I would like to see him, kind of to the spinners a bit more, rather than just he's kind of pacing his innings like first 15 balls he's taking a bit of time and then he is up later on. I understand that it is possible for someone like him to catch up and excel down the overs. But what happens is, against a team like England in Adelaide Oval, you need to have 200. For that, an extra bit of risk needs to be taken, and I hope he will take it as and when. So that is something that I am expecting. Hardik Pandya has been a bit of disappointment for me, to be honest, in this World Cup. His bowling has been very good. I understand. I would take that bowling effort any day of the week, but his batting has been very, very, average, is what I would say. I really is. And Hardik Pandya, a couple of years back, anyone who has seen this a series before the Ultimate Test series, which India won in 2021 match T20 series where Natarajan made his debut, Hardik Pandya was a man of the series in that series. So he innings for India to win in Sydney and in Canberra. Those are pretty big grounds. Sydney was comparatively a small ground in terms of square well there, but he did struggle in Canberra He played well in Canberra. I wouldn't say he didn't play well, but he struggled whenever a bowler bowls into the wicket and makes him hit towards the longer side of the square boundary. I found him struggle. 19th towards the 80-85 meter boundary, he struggles in that manner. In Adelaide, that would not be a case, but it is important that he kind of figures out back of length short balls. Even though I'm a bit nervous for India in terms of the semi-final, I somehow believe they have the ability in them to get across this and go and play in the final. I am very much sure that New Zealand versus Pakistan would go in favor. Reasons why I feel that way. So if I want him to mentally be ready for the final next week on the 13th. So if that is something, you're going to come up against Haris Rauf, Naseem Shah, Shaheen Afridi. Imagine they're playing was Mohammad Wasim Jr. I've seen Mohammad Wasim Jr. excellent spells. The guy is terrific. He bowls in swinging Yorkers. He's a kind of a skiddy bowler. So anyone who remembers Mohammad Sami from the early 2000s would understand what I'm talking about. He's kind of a skiddy bowler like Mohammad Sami. He comes in and he has a slingy action as well. Virat Kohli and Hardik Pandya in the first match. He bowled quite a good amount of Yorkers and on a Melbourne pitch. So he's going to be a tough customer along with Mohammad Wasim Jr. Formidable attack. So I am seeing it from a final perspective. Hardik Pandya needs to work out something in this 1 week or so to get his game up right. So as far as the bowling is concerned for me, I've been very happy with Bhuvneshwar Kumar. He's bowled absolutely brilliant lengths up top, and Harshdeep has complemented well, and what an absolute star he has been, Harshdeep Singh. I've been asked words actually to say to say the growth of Ashdeep after the trolling and howling or whatever after he dropped the catch in the Asia Cup. That was any other young man at the age of 21, 22 would have kind of fizzled out and a lot of time to come back. But even in that match, the last over tried to defend around 6 to 7 runs, and he took it till the second last ball. The composure and the tenacity of the young man. So I'm incredibly happy to see and come of age during this tournament. So yeah, good going. I mean, one person who has been mystery given the due respect has been Mohammad Shami. How good has he been? So like they say, like how good a wicket keeper is like until he never gets noticed, he has done a very good job. So that's how Mohammad Shami has always also been. He has never been noticed. So he's been so good that you kind of miss him along the way because Arshdeep has bowled well up front as well. I think spinners could bit more. I expect a lot from Ashwin. He has been there to for I think this is probably his fifth or sixth time to Australia, including the Test tours. I expect a lot from he well today. I thought on a wicket which didn't offer a lot to him. He bowled well. Initial 2 overs, he went for a lot around 20, pulled it back and kind of brought it back to India's favor. I think Rohit Sharma and Rahul Dravid and the team management would expect a lot in this playoff section of the tournament. Reason being, Adelaide originally a wicket where it so I expect him to play a key role. Reason being, if Akshar Patel can't bowl the space between 6 to 14 with in England's ranks, I expect Ashwin to do a good job there. 4 overs, maybe 30, maybe pick up a couple of wickets. I think that will help pull England back to a respectable total. So yeah, so that is something looking forward from Ashwin of week. So again, there I am also actually in a bit of bother whether if you're not going to, are you going to play? Are you going to play Yuzvendra Chahal or are you going to play Harshal Patel? Reason why I oscillating between that, I would want to play Yuzvendra Chahal because of England's record against leg spin. They've not been traditionally great players of leg spin. Havla has troubled them in the probably in the 2012 T20 World Cup. Amit Mishra troubled them in the 2014 T20 World Cup. 16, many teams, Samuel Batri, everyone has troubled them over the period of time. Quality leg spinner, Yuzvendra Chahal himself has his career best of 6 for 15 odd against England in Bangalore at the Chinnaswamy Stadium in 2017. So it's going to be for the team management to take a call. Reason I am a bit hesitant to play Harshal Patel is anyone who watched the match against Australia against Richardson. Kane Richardson is kind of a similar bowler to Harshal Patel in terms of he bowls into the wicket a lot of slower balls and takes space off the wicket and has a good yorker, and he struggled. He plays for Adelaide Strikers. He has played 7 to 8 seasons of BBL for Adelaide Strikers at the Adelaide Oval. Rashid Khan, with all due respect, he's a quality all-rounder. He struggled against Rashid Khan. So on that wicket, the ball coming with short square boundaries is a huge risk. So what I would suggest is anyone who's going to bowl into have a lot of trouble. So I believe the key here is making the bat hit down the ground, considering long boundaries down the ground, 75 to 80 meters, and towards the deep extra cover, that region, made long off that region and long on to deep mid wicket or the cow corner, as they say, back square area, unless and until you are sure about your pace, unless until you are quickly selling something like a Mark Wood or a Mohammad Shami to get in a good bounce. It will be risk for anyone who is of medium pace like Sam Curran, Ishwar Kumar, or even for that matter Harshdeep, to bowl such length where you can get smashed towards the grandstand for a six. I am looking. The field placements are also very key here. Reason being, I've seen a lot of people, lot of players put on a lot of catches in key moments because of not being, able to understand where. So in Australia, considering they are bigger boundaries, fielders usually come 2-3 yards or rather 5 yards also from the boundary and stand. Sometimes they misjudge it, they come in too forward and then it kind of pitch one bounce then goes into the fourth past the boundary. So that is something that needs to be taken care of in the longer in the third man, fine leg, and long on and long off. You need to kind of understand and judge those balls. And I'm sure, considering they have 3 days time or 4 days time in this in India and England's case, they would have that practice and they'll get it. So overall, it's going to be a key matchup. I think the key would be to take on Mark the go ahead. I think if you put pressure on him and Chris Wokes, Butler's plans would be kind of put in a mayhem. He is someone who was contributed for Butler as a bowler. He has bowled really well, but considering he's a leg spinner, that's what he would bowl to India's. For India's, he bowls leg spin. India has predominantly right hand batsmen. So when Rishabh Pant comes in, so maybe He might bowl off spin, but still with the short boundary on either side, I expect them to take him apart. It's going to be very tough. Sam Curran has been the most improved bowler in terms of the English T20 setup of late. Really, I think he has benefited a lot from playing under MS Dhoni in CSK. You should have seen. I was following him in the series prior to the World Cup, where Australia were beaten 3-0 by England. He was fantastic at the death overs. He has come across as one of those bank in the last 4 overs where he can throw the ball and he knows that he might probably not go for more than 10 to 15 runs in those 2 overs. So India needs to come up with that bit of challenge from Sam Curran. So the key would be to take out Adil Rashid, kind of keep milking him for ones and twos, considering the long boundary between long on and deep mid and between the extra cover and the long off. So India needs to use that and take a lot of twos, ones and twos. That needs to be the focus and take down Liam Livingston. So that would be the game plan for me from my end. So that is something that I'm keenly looking forward to. And as far as bowling is concerned, India needs to be on top. As I told you, Ashwin needs this game to against the left-handers. Butler, I wouldn't shy away from doing the Monket. If these Englishmen are running, stepping out of the line, I wouldn't think twice to do the Monket. I think it's nonsense that you kind of know the rules and then you kind of cross the line and then you expect some from your opponent. That is not going to be on. Whoever it is, Butler, Livingston, Ben Stokes, or all of cricket, I wouldn't mind. If anyone walks out, take the bails off, claim it, be history. I don't mind. At the end of the day, you're coming in a playoff. You need to play for victory at any cost. These guys are hypocrites of the highest. And so I wouldn't bother. I would take the stumps off if I was any bowler, not only Ashwin. Why only mark him would do that? So yeah. So overall, I'm expecting a cracker of a contest from India and England whenever they clash. Remember, it's a 1:30 start in India. So hopefully grab all your snacks, everything that you want to ideally grab, and we are in for a hell of a ride this 1 week. I hope the best team wins, and I hope it is because I know purely on talent and ability we are capable of trampling this England side. So I would expect them to bring their A game when they turn up against England on Thursday. So yeah, let's move on to the other game versus Pakistan. I've been following Pakistan cricket a lot over the last couple of years, and I've been following most of their youth. So yeah, I think I'm qualified to talk about their side. In fact, I think I know more about Pakistan cricket than Indian cricket is what I believe right now. Okay, so where do I start? Right, Pakistan is a curious game because these guys are filled with and brimmed with talent. Okay, it is just like only they can themselves from not winning this tournament. A month ago on my Instagram page, I told that Pakistan are the red hot World Cup. I picked Haris Rauf to be the leading wicket taker and Virat Kohli to be the leading runs. Imagine, man, 140, 145 plus, left arm swinging in. Even the best of the best get troubled, man. That's in the form of Shine Afridi, right? Take out that two first overs, right? Then another bloke comes in from the other end, Naseem Shah. He's very young. He's just 19. 145. He kind of makes the ball talk on a string. He's getting consistent. Yes, with experience, he'll get more consistent. On Australian wickets, these guys are dangerous, right? And then 4 overs gone in a power play. Then in comes Haris Rauf. Bowls quick shot bullets and goes 6 overs. Comes in one of the best leggy all-rounders in current cricket right now, Shadab Khan. Man. He is too good. He plays for the Sydney Sixers. Don't forget that. In the BBL, he plays for Sydney Sixers, where this match is going to be played in the Sydney Cricket Ground. So he will be a very handful for Pakistan in this match. Right. I would tell you, Nawaz was never a left-hand spinner starting out in his career. He a left-hand top order batsman for Quetta Gladiators in the PSL when he was first brought in by Sarfraz Ahmed, their ex-captain. It was only over a period of time that they wanted him to develop as a cricketer. He started bowling, and then Sarfraz was the one who started using him in the power play and in the death in the crucial overs. So that is what Babar Azam is currently using him in this current World Cup. Unfortunate in the last couple of months that he has been on the wrong end playing against India in the final overs, but I have seen him defending less than 8 ESL in crucial eliminator matches and winning it for Quetta Gladiators. So he is not someone who is a weak bowler. Yes, probably among this lot, he is the weakest, but he's not a weak bowler. So there is a difference. Like, he's not over, but in this lineup, if someone needs to go for runs, anyone who's played cricket would know that probably if there are four players who are strong, the fifth player who is not as strong as the four others would be taken apart. That's how he comes into this picture. So batsmen have gone and attacked him, and they've been successful. But that is where Babar Azam missed the trick in the first game against India. Wasim Jr. in the tri-series leading up to this World Cup in New Zealand, where Pakistan played Bangladesh and New Zealand. Pakistan won the tri-series against New Zealand in the final. He was outstanding in the entire tri-series, but he never got the chance to play the first game, irrespective of being in the squad. That was a big mistake by Babar Azam that he did in the first match. I had posted a story during the Asia Cup saying that I'll play 5 balls to watch out for Mohammad Wasim Jr. Okay, but unfortunately he got injured during the Asia Cup and he didn't play. All that Babar relies heavily on Nawaz for the fifth overs quota of 4 if Mohammad Wasim Jr. doesn't play. So what happens is, imagine Wasim Jr. doesn't play, Nawaz has to bowl the fifth bowler's quota, and he's taken for 2 overs 20. The only option Babar had on that day against India also was to go to Iftikhar Ahmed, who's an part-time off spinner, a good enough part-time off spinner. So that was again a risk to right-handers in Hardik Pandya and Virat Kohli. So he got stuck. So Babar made a huge mistake by not picking Mohammad Wasim Jr. there. Asif Ali should have been sitting out, and then Mohammad Wasim Jr. should have played in that match against India. If that had happened, when at the 12th over, when Hardik Pandya took Nawaz for 20 runs, he could have simply kept Nawaz out of the game and then brought in Mohammad Wasim Jr. for those 2 overs alone and could have easily closed the game out there. Alright, so maybe goof ups. I think I need to do an episode on that alone, separate lately. So yeah, so that was it. So I believe Wasim Junior coming in to the squad is a huge boost for Pakistan, and he would play a very vital role in Pakistan. You know, going further in this tournament and doing eventually well also. Okay, right. What has been the more happened for Pakistan the last couple of matches is the emergence of Mohammad Haris. I'm delighted for Mohammad Haris because he's a young player, 18 or 19. I've seen him open for Peshawar Zalmi in the PSL. He's an attacking batsman, mind you. He doesn't, who's a bowler ahead. He tries to take them on and play fire with fire. He scored probably one of the fastest 50s in PSL this year, and he kind of pulled out a paper saying be the best. And I think that statement from the young man then, yes, Fakhar Zaman. So I was surprised that he was kept in the reserves when someone like Asif Ali was given a go ahead of him, because I've seen him. It was a surprise to me, and he showed his impact in the game against South Africa. He just blasted Rabada. I've never seen anyone taking out like that. He smashed him for a six and a four and a four again. 14 runs in three balls, and then smashed Andrick of scooping him behind. Even today, he scored a quick fire, 14 ball and 15 ball 31, which kind of changed the match completely for Pakistan. So I believe that Shan Masood, people don't understand how good a player he is. He has had to come down. He was dropped from the team. He went to county cricket. He played for Derby. He captained them in the county cricket. He played them when he blast there, and the One Day Cup, Royal London One Day Cup. He performed well. He came to the national T20 in Pakistan. He played and performed there, Central Punjab, and then he got selected for the series again. Scored half centuries. Yes, there is a lot of criticism that he needs to up his strike rate, but his role is such that he is not an out and out attacking player. He's an accumulator, but someone like him is required in that Pakistan lineup. Given he is the only left-hander that they have apart from us. Nawaz is an attacking option, so he needs to come in and go from get-go. So Yashan Masood is a very very vital cog in Pakistan's. I'll tell you, but every apart from all these guys, one person stands out for me. Iftikhar is an enigma to anyone in Pakistan. He's 30 plus. He plays for the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa region in Pakistan. He comes from a very humble background. I know his story. I've read a lot about him. Comes from a very very humble background. He's been brilliant. He was taken under the wings by Misbahullah. He used to play for the same team as Misbahullah in the national bank. So, and then based on that, he kind of slowly getting chances in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa team basis his performance with the corporate sides that he played. He played under Misbah's coaching in 2019. He came to Australia, scored a couple of half centuries in Australia. Um, in 2019, I guess, Pakistan the two matches of. So he scored a lot of runs in that tour. So he was not that consistent leading up to the Asia Cup or even in the home series against England. But when he went and played in New Zealand at the Tri Series, and when he came here, I think everyone saw why he was. Come the crucial matches, he clicked against a very good half century out of 30 against India. Also, he took Akshar Patel apart, 3 sixes and 1 6 against Ashwin. So Iftikhar is actually fondly called as Chachu. because he is old and many kind of criticize him saying like he kinds of colors his beard to in young his age and then kind of keep playing. So Ifti Chachu is a very very dynamic person, and he is the one who will take Pakistani middle order to great heights in this playoff week. I have high hopes for him. Reason being, he is traditionally a player who is comfortable when the ball comes onto the bat. Right? He played in Sydney where he scored a 50 there. He played well in Melbourne where the ball comes nicely onto the bat. He struggled in Adelaide today. Reason the ball sticks into the wicket and comes slowly. Right. So that is the issue. He is like he needs the ball to come onto the bat like Rohit Sharma, for example, just for like to not in terms of talent. I'm not comparing in terms of talent. Such sort of a player, he likes ball coming onto the stroke maker. Go and check the charts. Who has hit the longest six in this tournament? 106 meters. Iftikhar. So you would know he's a big hitter. He hit it against South Africa, mind you. It was not against any small team. He was very unlucky against Zimbabwe side. If not for missile, he would have definitely seen the team through that match as well. So yeah, so Iftikhar, Shan Masood, and Mohammad are the three that I'm rooting for. You all might be surprised why am I not talking about Babar Azam and Mohammad Rizwan. Okay, what do I talk? What do I talk about them? You will probably tell me that they are probably the number 2 and number 4 batsmen. Okay, right. So yeah, number 2 and number 4 batsmen. Where was the team? Where was the team? Nowhere to be seen. Right. I'll tell you. Surya Kumar Yadav recently today scored more than 1,000 runs in this calendar year. Rizwan 870 runs, I think around 850 runs in this calendar year. You know how many overs has he overs more he has taken than Surya Kumar Yadav to score those runs? I'll tell you what. 35 overs he has taken. 35 overs is around 240 balls in a T20 game, or rather 210 balls, right, to score more than Surya Kumar Yadav. So you can imagine what sort of a player he has been. With all due respect, anyone who averages more in T20 with a less strike rate is not something worth his salt. It's not someone who's worth salt in T20 cricket. You can keep in rankings, but your team will never get the results. I will tell you today, this team would be much better if Shan Masood and Mohammad Haris open. Strike combination. Who bat at a strike rate of 125 to 130 open together. There is no other cricket which would allow that. Any established team, in their wildest of imaginations, they wouldn't. Right? So I'm surprised. I'm baffled. Hyder Ali again, who used to play for Peshawar Zalmi. They played him against India. He's a fantastic talent. Anyone who has seen Hyder Ali bat in Pakistan would know. He played against West Indies after the last in Pakistan when West Indies. He scored a quick fire 50. Right? Why would they not allow him to do? Now there should be some reason, right? Yeah, I'll tell you. So these guys, anyone who kind of plays quickly, if we kind of from around corner saying like push him up, you guys come down the order. Never allow anyone upon themselves to play in the top three consistently, and then they kind of push it to the situations where the asking rate is 10 plus, and for anyone who's coming in at a 10 plus run rate, try to hit from the ball one. Two out of three matches he might fail doing that, and based on that they kick him out of the side. So if you kind of what I'm saying, go and see the 2020 under 19 World Cup semi-final, India and Pakistan. Yashasvi Jaiswal would have scored 100 in that match. Go see who scored a 50 in that match. You would know what I'm talking about. I'm not someone who talks just for the sake of talking it. I back it up with facts. You can go and see that. Yes, and you can see what Ian Bishop is someone who doesn't give praises for anyone so easily unless and until there is some talent in that person. So see it for yourself. Right. Now, so coming out. So what has been Pakistan's troubles here? Opening has been terrible. When was the last time that these 50 in a power play in a T20 match? 6 overs, 50 runs has been a dream for Pakistan. You know when? I'll tell you when they scored. They scored against, who was it? I think it was against, yeah, it was against England. It was against England in the warm-up match in this ICC T20 World Cup. 6 overs, 61 runs. Who were the openers? Hyder Ali and Shah Masood. Who was bowling? Mark Wood, Ben Stokes, Chris Wokes, Sam Curran, Chris Jordan. Yeah. So where is the lie here? So these two brothers go down, the runs come up top. But then, unfortunately, that won't happen this World Cup. If at all Pakistan lose this World Cup, if they don't go to the finals, I will tell you it would be because of these two guys. How these two guys function are, they kind of make up their runs. Their charts look good. Say for example, I'm chasing 160. First 10 overs, I kind of play slow. 60, 65 or 70 and 11 or 12 overs. So suddenly what happens? 8 in overs becomes 9.5 overs chase, and they get out also. So the new batsman coming in takes a couple of minutes, pull out a couple of rash shots, and then they kind of put that guy as you know, push him out of the side, and then in that group of guys who come scoring a quick 21 ball 40. So this is how it happens. Like that, put pressure. They say like we have scored chasing 180, we have scored 80-90 runs in the middle. Any websites leading into the World Cup, Pakistan's middle order, most scrutinized and criticized middle order in this World Cup. But come the World Cup, order which has stood up, and it's the top order which has flopped. I'll tell you what, one more classic example. 60 against India, right, in the first match. You know what would have happened if these two fellows would have played? These two fellows with the longer boundaries would have easily eaten up 10 to 11 overs, scoring around 6-7 runs. Okay, kind of put pressure on those buggers to come and hit from the word go. They would have kind of flopped it and kind of failed on 40. See guys, I'm not telling this based on some theory or conspiracy theories I'm having. I've read a lot on these fellows. In fact, I was so disappointed, so disappointed, so disappointed last year that I could not fathom that we lost to these guys by 10 wickets. So that is when I started understanding how good are these players. Are these players really good, or was it a one, or like what is it that they are doing correct? Because I've never seen Pakistan beating India by 10 wickets. I mean, little that was in any match. So I wanted to see how these guys work. I found it out within that World Cup itself. These guys play this top order play for themselves. Okay, they felt that they were very, very, very smart and they could get away in subcontinent in Dubai and win the World Cup and get lost to Pakistan, to Karachi or Lahore. Right? What happened? Come final against Australia. Okay, you can go and watch whatever I'm telling. You can go and watch in YouTube or Hotstar, wherever it is. First 8 overs, in first 6 overs, 45 odd something. Next 4 overs, 24 runs. So, and last ball of the captain gets out because he has a no, weakness against the leg spinners. Adam Zampa, long on bowling of Adam Zampa, because he couldn't withstand the pressure of dot balls. He couldn't rotate the strike, and because he doesn't have a, I'm sorry to say, he's a very good accumulator. On a will, he cannot go for a six. Same, he can probably go and do it in Dubai. There's one, he can hit a six in Dubai, in Sharjah, not in Abu Dhabi. I've seen Multan Sultans play in PSL, and I've seen how much runs he has scored in Abu Dhabi. Right, so he has never cleared the boundary that with such ease. Okay, why? That's precisely the reason why these guys are struggling in Australia. Eventually, these guys end up at around 170, 175, if I'm not wrong. Okay, 11 in 11th or 12th over, it was around 75 or 80. So last, so they play 10 to 11 overs, put all the pressure. 6 overs they don't capitalize, put the pressure on them. These fellows have to come and score dubs that these guys don't score without a power play against top class bowlers. What happened? Anyone and everyone blame Hassan Ali for the drop catch. Yes, it was a crucial moment, and the truth was, on a wicket where you are bowling second, you knew Dew was there, right? Which was a 200 plus wicket, because you wanted to be the leading run scorer in the tournament. To that, cost them. That's the reason why they are struggling to this tournament as well. They do not have the range of strokes to go and clear the boundary. One thing that is, if you're a person or anyone for that matter, if you know you have shortcomings in your respective skill or ability to do something, first thing, only if you accept it, you will kind of change it. The captain doesn't see it, that there is a problem. It's correct. Everyone else is wrong. For God's sake, if they kind of change the top order, there have been no flop show matches, league matches, there have been a flop show. If he kind of brings Mohammad Haris up the order, along with Shan Masood game against New Zealand, you will know what I'm talking about. This is gonna be very tough. It won't happen. But if this happens, or if Mohammad Haris opens, even with Rizwan and Babar bats at number three, you would see what I'm talking about, right? I think it's I'll talk this about this match tomorrow because Pakistan is an absolute. That is one of the reasons why I'll not leave Pakistan cricket alone. Not only during this World Cup, going forward as well. So content, I think the best place that I need to go to is go and see what's happening in Pakistan cricket. It is interesting. There is a lot of talent. Few of the countries, England and Ireland and West come in as well. First of a kind by Ramiz Zaida, which is highly commendable by the PCB. They've done a very good job. Kind of tournament like a junior PSL. If you want to compare and say it is like the junior IPL from an Indian standpoint. So that is something that's really, and they're going to start women's PSL as well. We are going towards a very good period for women's cricket in general, and recently kudos to BCCI for bringing in equal pay in terms of the match fees for the women cricketers. One thing I think I've posted this on my Instagram as well. Man, it's one thing to increase the pay, but what's important is I know BCCI has done a lot the last 1 year, which is India played leading up to the World Cup. They played 5 ODIs in New Zealand this year, and then with England. They played Test and ODIs last year, and then they played T20s and ODIs this. Appreciable, not taking anything away from the BCCI, but what needs to be done on a continuous basis when you are having men's T20 matches or in the night, in the 4 o'clock matches should be allotted for the women's game. Kind of have it go in parallel manner so that people also don't need to buy 2 tickets to watch one women's match separately and a men's match separately. Right? How to kind of take the game to the next level. So for any time you're playing a T20 game for the men's, it has to the women's game. First game needs to be a women's game. The second game has to be the men's game. If you do that, I don't see a reason why you will not be able to garner publicity for the women's game. So okay, probably that's a topic for some other day. Hope you like the today's content. I think there is a lot more. I think that we need to discuss about semi-final one. I think I got too much into Pakistan and Babar Azam. Yeah, I'll probably do a separate episode of Babar as Pakistan's captain and issue with the team in general. Yeah, that would be a show in itself, and I'm sure like you would be able to understand the level in which these guys operate. I was shocked to be honest, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. Okay, guys. I think I will also be probably coming up with kind of nitty gritty stuff like this day idea, saying like okay, what happened on this day yesterday, something related to cricket. I would try to bring that up for you, not like what's happening on a day-to-day basis, what's in the past as well, which are noteworthy. And yeah, special. I wanted to add it in the thumbnail as well. Special thanks to Raghu and Novan. Who are Raghu and Novan? Raghu and Novan are India's sidearm specialists. Anyone who's seen Virat Kohli's interview he has credited Raghu a lot. He says that his ability to Raghu has been with the Indian team from 2011 World Cup, if I'm not wrong, is what I was have read. He is a former Karnataka cricketer, and then eventually started as a sidearm specialist at the NCA in India, and then based on how he bowled to Dravid, based on his recommendation, he was added to the Indian support staff, and then ever since he's been with the Indian team. Virat Kohli has credited a lot of his overseas success. He has been able to practice with Raghu. Raghu is someone who constantly clocks on 145 plus on a string and goes those awkward lengths. I think as the saying goes, the more you bleed in war, the less more you bleed in practice, kind of wanting to that, right? So Raghu has terms of that. Um, I saw a picture of him running circles in Instagram and Twitter. Like Raghu running around with a brush, removing the grass from the fielders over. That kind of spoke a lot to me about how this team is a tight unit. Um, lot. It takes a lot, no matter how much ever you are paid as a human being. It takes utmost passion for you to go and take a brush and clean another person's shoes. So like, something really commendable, and no one why I feel is very very another person who needs to be facing left hand bowlers. So no one is a Sri Lankan. So India during one of the tours to Sri Lanka had gone there and was called in to bowl as a sidearm specialist in Sri Lanka. So bowled well. The team management was impressed by him. Former batting coach Sanjay Bangar roped him in prior to the 2019 World Cup, and then he has been with the team ever since. So yeah, sometimes it is not like the big efforts that count. The small efforts go into a team, becoming a champion team. Paddy Upton, belated birthday wishes to both Virat Kohli and Paddy Upton. Again, is one such character. He's a mental and strengthening coach. So he plays a very crucial role as well. So sometimes we get caught up in the big bubble and kind of forget what lies in the smaller aspects. I think these are aspects which need to be appreciated, and salute to Raghu and Nuwan and Paddy for all these things that these guys do as a backroom staff. So as well, he's the main physio therapist, Nitin Patel, Dr. Nitin Patel. So all these people are very very key in terms of India's campaign here. So yeah, it's been Anand Datte, the physiotherapist at the NCA. He's been put on a lot of work last 3 to 4 months. So yeah, so all these people have to be thanked somewhere, and I felt that I don't know someone else is doing. I'm not going to leave it to anyone else for doing thanking them. It's upon me to thank them. I feel, because as an Indian fan, they kind of put players on board and give them the best practice and best sort of you know environment to go out and perform there, and it's highly appreciable, right? So yeah, so moving forward, probably tomorrow we will catch up. So I think I not I think I will be live twice a day going forward. So we will see at what timings I would come. Probably I would like to keep it 30 to 45 minutes today. I'm doing this live after a long time, so I wanted to kind of take it to the extent possible. So 30 to 45 minutes, that's how much I would like to keep it, and I would kind of bring in daily what's around the world of cricket, what is it that that's happening in the world of cricket. So we will discuss on that. Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy yesterday. If at all you know what Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, that's the domestic T20 trophy that is played within India. So they beat, uh, I think they beat Himachal Pradesh in the final or I think I'm wrong, but they won the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy. Yeah, so that is it, and thank you guys. See you tomorrow. Until then, take care.